Hi, this is Dave Perry and you're watching Retro Gaming Revival live.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, not Wednesday, and we're here with Retro Gaming Revival Live, YouTube's best retro gaming YouTube channel. What more can you say than that? I don't do it as well as Ryan. Ryan does it far better. He's much more Bob Holness, isn't he, than me? But anyway, I've had to go at writing some. They're pretty bad, dreadful Lego puns to try and introduce everyone this evening. 'Cause again, one of Ryan's best talents is giving us all an absolute pasting over the intro. So. Let's go. So our usual host, who is a real blockbuster, is here. It's All Elite Ryan.
Like
that. Someone who is going to become a master brick builder when he prepares to build the office. It is Triangle Face.
Evening.
Someone's collection, which would be very difficult to Lego of. It is Blunners.
What?
It's pretty bad, isn't it? It doesn't get any better. And someone's game who always leaves us trying to block it from memory. It's Vanilla Dorbs.
Good day, gamers.
And I am Nintendolly, your host for this evening. And with us we have the incredible CabbageFace Bricks. Welcome, Mr. CabbageFace.
Hey, how are you all doing? Good.
Very good, mate. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Excellent. Breathing regularly. It's always a good thing to do.
Yes, a blessing.
Excellent. So, Dorbs is in control of the buttons, so I'm going to be flicking backwards and forwards from bits on my phone to try and make sure I get to the right topics that we're going to go with. So, we will kick it off straight away. One of the first things that we always ask everybody about is their early gaming memories. What is it that you can sort of remember from childhood that maybe brought you into playing video games, and what memories do you have around that?
Well, I can remember my first gaming. Well, I don't know if you class it as a console or not. It was an Amstrad CPC 464. So I don't know if that's classed as a console or a computer because it's a bit of both. But I used to play tapes on it. And they used to take like forever to load up. So like
we Google it.
I think I had I remember I had Predator on it, and it used to take about half an hour to load. And if you died, you had to reload it.
Oh my god!
It was like completely soul destroying, you know. So especially, how long ago was that? I must have been about 6, 7, or 8. So quite a long time ago, 30 years ago or so, you know.
Yeah. That always seemed to be the thing with cassette ones. Or Dorbs is googling it.
I'm just seeing what it says. Come back to me.
Come back.
All right. We'll come back for an Amstrad update.
It had games on it.
Actually, looking on Amazon, they class it as a console. By Amstrad CPC 464 console. There you go.
So that's my earliest memory of playing games. So that would have had like Dizzy on it, Treasure Island Dizzy, and all that kind of stuff. So really old school. I think I had Altered Beast on it as well on tape. God, if I still had this stuff, it'd probably worth a fortune now.
Yeah.
But
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how people would react now to having to load these cassette tapes for their games. I know people sort of complain about load times now of the GTA games and stuff, but I'd really like to see some people like you say, load Predator on the Amstrad. Let's see how people crack with that.
I remember because when it was loading, it used to draw the picture of the game on the screen like really slowly.
Oh,
draw,
no.
fill it in.
Anyway.
So you used to sit
Yeah, I
there
remember
watching
that.
it draw the cassette picture. And if it crashed halfway through, it was a case of taking the cassette out, putting a pen in it, winding it back,
Yeah.
chucking it
Yeah.
back in. None of this blowing on the cartridge stuff. It was like manual
Yeah.
labour.
That was the problem, wasn't it? You'd spend half an hour trying to get the game to load,
Yeah.
and then it would just crash
Yeah.
just as soon as
Yeah.
it got started.
Yeah, but
We had
Predator was
a
the only one
BBC Micro that had took tapes. I don't know if we've still got the tapes. Like my parents are kind of trying to reorganise the loft and sort it all out. There's a fair chance there's some BBC Micro games up in the loft, but I just
Wow.
can't be certain. So, Dad, did you chuck them out? I was like, I don't remember. They might be in the loft. Just like, can we go up the loft to try and find them? No idea if they're there or not. One day,
They
I
were
might.
always at schools, weren't they? BBC
Yeah.
computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, you knew it was a good day at school when you turn up and it'd be like, right, so what are we doing today? Well, you're going to go into groups and every hour you're going to go on the BBC. You're like, oh, yes,
remember we
playing
had,
video games at school.
Acorn, I think it was, and it had like
Yeah,
lander on it.
Yeah.
It was like a little kind of polygon spaceship that you could never do anything. It just flew around and landed.
Was that when you
There was
press the arrow keys to move it?
Yeah, and there was no
Yes.
point to it.
Yeah.
It just flew
Yeah,
around this
yeah.
little map, and then but every time I like go and write your English homework on there, you like just played Lander. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone
always
at
remember-
school used to play Geordie Racer on the BBC? I think that
I've
was
not
on
played
the
it. I
BBC.
remember
that
I remember
one.
the TV show. Though.
Yeah, there was a TV show, and it was.
Yeah.
I think you had to make decisions. It was one of those where it was making you read the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geordie Racer wasn't that like a TV thing?
it was. It was
Yeah.
like a pigeon. It was a pigeon racing TV show, but it was designed by those look and read people that did.
That's
Through
that
the
weird
Dragon's
floating
Eye.
orange thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God, what was that
And
all
you-
about?
they'd always have like the magic E on it, wouldn't you, with the wizard and
Yeah.
magic E. Fuck, we've gone on a
God.
tangent straight
Oh,
away.
You have.
Really?
You definitely
I
have.
have thought about that for years. That is,
And that
it was
acorn,
down there.
the acorn at
Magic.
school, I don't know, CabbageFace, you probably remember. Do you remember it used to come with that like round thing that used to
The
go on the
rollerball.
floor?
Oh, the thing on the floor. No, I
Yeah,
remember
and you used to put a pencil in it and it would drive around. Do you remember?
what? You used to code it, didn't you? So it drew. You're like, this is coding. You used to like just type A5, B5, and it just went.
It was called
I
like
think
a
we had one of those
turtle
in
or something. Your
Michael.
pencil went in like that in the middle. It was A massive. turtle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I can't remember. It was like a yellow thing. It's just like a yellow, like circle. I think it had like a face on it or something. And what you'd tell it which direction to go in, and then you'd hit play, and it would like go off a bit. I think we had one of those in our school. Vaguely remember that. That was a long time ago.
Well, Falling with
remember
Bricks. What's he put? Spy Hunter. I had that on the C64.
Yeah,
Loved it.
yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Loved
I
it.
remember that where you bought the car, didn't you? You had to buy
Yeah.
4 cars,
That's it,
and it was really
Yeah.
expensive
I
to buy the
got
Acto,
that
wasn't
definitely.
it?
Jet Set
Yeah.
Willy. I don't think I ever
Jet
played
Set
that.
Willy. I had that. That
Yeah,
had the
it
weird
was-
classical music, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's always that idea of people sort of talking about playing the games at school. It's I guess off on a tangent from the micro. I think it must have been in secondary school when we started actually using PCs, and you had like the PC suite. You'd go in there and it'd be like, this is double clicking. This is opening a Word document. And I can't remember who it was, but someone in the class managed to load up Doom. They'd brought their brother's copies of Doom on floppy and
Was
just
it
kept
you, Oliver?
pumping it into.
Come on.
It definitely was not me.
Someone.
I didn't have a PC at the time, but yeah, all of a sudden you can just hear that like that awful noise they make when they get shot. And someone's like, "What's this?" And everyone like gathers around someone's computer. I'd love to. If anyone, I'll
I
ask
remember
someone on
blooming
Facebook if they
when
can
you
remember.
before Wikipedia had Encarta, so you had to go put a CD
Encarta.
in to load up Wikipedia.
Encarta
is-
95
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
it was.
There we go. Back in the days.
Yeah.
Kids have got
Yeah.
it easy now.
I
So
remember back
after
then,
you were-
the teachers weren't quite clued up on Encarta yet. So if you were late to hand in some sort of project, you could literally do like a screenshot of Encarta and hand it in. They're like, "Oh, you've done a really good job with all the graphics on there," and get a very high mark because the teachers hadn't
Yeah.
clocked onto Encarta yet.
It's like when you first found word art, wasn't it? You like all your coursework had all this stupid text on it, like stupid word art everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't be a bit of word out.
So after cassette-based gaming, did you move into
Yes.
console gaming as well?
So I think my first console proper, I'd never had an Atari. I had a Master System as my first console.
Is that
So I
with
did it-
Alex Kidd built in?
Yeah,
The one?
Alex Kidd
Yeah.
built in,
Yeah.
and I think it was possibly Sonic as
Yeah, it
well.
was. Yeah, yeah.
But I never had a NES, so I was straight on Sega, which was a bit strange because the NES was more popular, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was, but it was always cooler to be into Sega, wasn't it? I think
Yeah, well,
Nintendo
their
had the market.
branding's-
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I was pretty
But
cool.
Nintendo-
I had Nintendo.
I was
I
probably
mean,
Austin Alton, I was the coolest kid at school. I had to
Yeah,
say.
it's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, he was.
yeah.
Really?
I mean, I grew up.
Was it
with
only him that went to school?
Yeah, it's just me and
Yeah,
him. So it's no,
We're homeschooled.
When I grew up Nintendo, it's just one of those things. I loved Sega and I loved the Master System and the Mega Drive and the Game Gear. I was always jealous of the Game Gear because it had the backlit screen and everything.
yeah.
But I just grew up Nintendo and that was me. But Sega always had some of those. I hate using the phrase, but Sega always had some of those edgier games. Some of those games that just Nintendo didn't really want to snag onto. So yeah, things like Streets of Rage and Golden Axe, and it appealed to a much older market. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
they're,
I don't think I. Go on.
Sorry.
Go on, you go.
Sorry. Yeah,
Uncomfortable silence there.
I've kind of obviously because of like there's Console Wars, the book and the audio book, and I think it's on Netflix as well now. That's all that Sega's marketing was, wasn't it? To get over Nintendo, it was just to be edgy, and it worked. It worked a treat, you know. If you've read the story of how Sonic came about, it was just to be faster than Mario, and that's how it was.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And it completely worked, you know. Because I remember seeing Sonic on the Mega Drive on Games Master for the first time ever. I think they had an exclusive review of it, and I was sat there. I was like, "What the hell is this game? Graphics are amazing." You know, now it's like not, but back then when I was like probably 12, 13, or maybe younger than that, seeing it on the Mega Drive for the first time your mind was blown because you only ever saw it on the Master System.
Definitely, because
you know,
I think with Sonic, someone said on one of those shows, that show maybe what you were talking about, and I've mentioned it before. Only is it Emerald Hill? Is that the first?
yeah,
Green Hill.
Green Hill. I always get it
Emerald
wrong,
on
and that's the only level in Sonic that's actually fast. After that,
in the first game.
Yeah.
In the first game,
it's-
definitely.
it's not actually fast after that.
No.
See, I had neither, so I can't get into this.
Did anyone have a Mega Drive 1? Because I remember I got one.
Yeah.
Everyone had the one with Alex the Kid in number 2, and I remember like my brother going, "Oh yeah, getting us a Mega Drive." Turn up, and I was like, "What the fuck? What is this?" Because it was like toaster. Like
We had
it
straight
was
into the two.
awful looking because we were Nintendo, and I remember seeing it and being like, "What the fuck is this?" And like
Yeah.
with no Alex
Yeah, I
the
think-
Kid in the building.
I don't think I ever
made
made I don't think I ever made a conscious choice of to choose Nintendo or Sega because my brother wanted a Mega Drive, and then I just went with that. So he was the one that asked for the consoles before me. So he kind of wanted the Mega Drive. We got a Mega Drive, and then that was it. That was our console. So I don't think I ever was thinking about do I want to go Sega or Nintendo? Just my house already had a Sega in it. So
I
think
was
Sega by default.
because I had a Nintendo NES because my dad's mate's kids had that, and then I got a Mega Drive because my dad's mate had a Mega Drive, and then I got a PlayStation because someone my dad worked with had a PlayStation. So it was always based on who he knew, and then he thought, "Oh, that must be good because they've got it."
I think I literally ended up with a Master System because my parents got it for Christmas. They had no idea what they were doing. Probably, you know, they were probably walked into the shop and there's probably no NESs left because they probably sold out. And they're like, "Oh, we got this Sega thing." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll just get that."
Or they said to the shopkeeper, "Oh, I'm after this NES thing," and they're like, "Yeah, here it is, love."
Yes, exactly, probably that. Yeah,
Yeah. I think mine's a sort of similar thing to you, Brian. I think I played an NES at a friend's house, and my parents saw that I actually quite liked it, and it was like, okay, this is something that's got some legs. If we would get him one of these, then there's birthday presents and Christmas presents for future sorted. But then it just, my dad naturally kind of always used to try and sort of get into a little bit of what I was into, so we could actually, talk about things, and he'd be able to like share things with me, and it would always be video games. So he'd always buy me like video game magazines. So because I had a NES, I just naturally evolved with Nintendo all the way until it was PlayStation. Really, as soon as that disc-based systems came out and you had cutscenes, it was like, that changed everything for me. Switched straight over to after N64, it was PlayStation 2 for sure. Excellent. So, moving on swiftly to, do you have a favorite game and a favorite console? They can be two different things. You don't have to have a Sega game and a Sega console.
no, I mean, this is hard. I think everyone would struggle with this one. If I was to pick a console that it's tough. It's between two. It's between a PlayStation.
Yep.
And probably, I know this might be weird, but an Xbox 360. It's between those two.
I don't
Which
think
is
that's
probably
weird
a weird choice.
Not at all.
But,
not at all.
I think for me, like the PlayStation, I remember I wanted to get a Saturn because I was always like so I had Mega Drives. I had a SNES as well, but I was always kind of on the Sega path. And I remember going to the shop to get a Saturn, and they were sold out. And they're like, "Oh, we got this PlayStation." I didn't know too much about. I wasn't massively into. I like my games, but I didn't know. You didn't really know about releases and stuff back then, unless you got magazines and stuff. Because there was no, there wasn't really the media that there is now, you know. So they said, "Oh, we got this PlayStation with Destruction Derby. Do you want that?" And I was like, "What's it like?" He said, "I'll go and play one." So I went and played one, and I think that console that's what really got me into gaming, like proper gaming. And then I think the 360 for me got me into online gaming. So that's the two for me, because I think the 360s, other than the Dreamcast, was probably one of the first ones that had proper online gaming set up, you know. Yeah. And it was really good at it, you know, and the other ones caught up. But yeah, those two. PlayStation was just an incredible machine, really.
Yeah. I don't think people really give, or maybe they do, but just no one really likes to talk about it. But no one really gives the 360 like the pat on the back that it really deserved. That console really did just, it floored everything, didn't it? Because the original Xbox is a tank. It's built brilliantly. It ran everything better than everything else could. Yet the PS2 was just a better price point. It got out into the market earlier, and it was already a good name brand. So it just.
Did the Xbox One have a DVD player in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And it ran games better. It was just a better console, but the PS2 had already it had the name, it had the legs, and it just ran with it. It had all the good titles. But that Xbox 360, that really did change a lot of things, I think, for modern gaming. It absolutely beat PlayStation to the pump, like by a whole year, I seem to remember. If anyone can.
But the online, it was the online, Ollie. I remember I got Xbox Live the day it came out.
Yeah.
And no one gave a fuck. No one gave a fuck. Like, I remember going into the shop and like buying it. You get the headset and you get a disc, and because not many people think it had like decent broadband, and I had to like manually get all the codes off my dad, like my DNS codes and all that, to get the thing to bloody work. But I remember playing what was it? One of the Tom Clancy games online, and it just blew my mind. I was just talking and chatting with other people from like up north and around the world, everywhere, and it was. And I think the online for 360 just blew it out of the water to begin with, because that infrastructure was already in place. Yeah. And you think then the Switch hasn't got it. Switch doesn't even got that infrastructure, and you're like, this was like so long ago.
Yeah, that's the one thing that the Xbox has always had above everybody, and I'm glad that they do things like Game Pass now, because it's just it's showing their stream of where they're going. Their online service is just phenomenal, and
it also introduced us to the Red Ring of Death on consoles. So that was a nice introduction to like consoles blowing up. So I think that was nice for everyone to, because they still do it now, don't they? The modern ones. So
they do. Do they? Wow.
Did they have
all of them
game
do, didn't they? PlayStations, and they all.
I've still got my my original PS3. That's still going strong.
Yeah, I've got my PS3. I think my Xbox is a second one now. I think I replaced my Xbox 360.
The third 360 I had was the like HDMI black one, and that was such a good console. That they really
wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was the Elite. I think it was.
There's one before the Elite, wasn't there?
It's just a black one with wireless internet in it, and
oh mate,
I remember playing Call of Duty on that like forever, like Call of Duty, World of War, Modern Warfare, you know,
FIFA
all night.
packs.
FIFA packs, all that kind of stuff.
I remember
buying £75 a session, and getting no one. Brilliant.
Yeah.
As soon as they released that HDMI version of the 360, I got rid of mine because I had a component one. So it still was HD, but it wasn't as good as it could be. And then they released that HDMI one, and I just immediately bought that and just never had any problems with it. Never had Red Ring of Death on it at all. And I put a lot of time into that 360.
Like an adapter that was like a slimline adapter would go in, which would give you like a HDMI out. And then the day before GTA came out, I got the Red Ring of Death, so I literally just went and bought a brand new. I'm not waiting. I'm not sending off to be fixed. I'm just buying a new one.
Got that one. I'd love to get one of those limited edition ones they do, because they did loads of like special ones, didn't they? And like relaunches. And there's like a Star Wars one, and there was like a Halo one, or a Gears of War one, stuff like that. I think when I first got the 360, I think the breakout games, like Gears of War and Halo, definitely made me want to jump ship onto Xbox. I remember that, was it Gears of War 1 that was out around Christmas, and they had that trailer for it, and like the graphical difference when everything else was like, I've got to get on an Xbox 360. Like they just looked so good.
It's weird, because that's what switched me from Sony. So I had a PlayStation 1 and a 2, and I chose an Xbox over a PS3.
Dear idea.
I know, but
Price
I only
as well.
bought a PS3 for God of War. That's the only reason why I
Yeah.
bought it.
To be honest, like, I had a few mates that had like other consoles. My friends that had PlayStations were like really into things like FIFA, and I don't really play football games at all. So I was like, I'm not really going to be playing online much. Whereas my friends who had the Xboxes all had like Gears of War, had Halo, and we'd go online and play Halo. So it made sense to me to go for an Xbox instead, just because that's what all my mates who had the same sort of games were playing.
That generation was arguably the first generation where I was sort of earning like an actual salary from a job. So I was able to. I was still living at home, so I was able to go and buy. I bought a 360 because there was just none. The PS3 wasn't out. There was just not there. It was right, cool. I'm going to get an Xbox 360, and then bought a PS3 for the following year, and so that was the first time I'd ever gone right multi-console. Let's do this.
Yeah, the RTD.
Well,
I'm going to upset you, Ollie, but Nintendo weren't really doing a lot at that point. I think the N64 was kind of still there, but the Wii wasn't really aimed for anything other that wanted to go bowling in their lounge for some reason, rather than actually going to a bowling alley. But for me, when Nintendo weren't really doing anything, and they kind of stopped for me until the Switch. I love the Switch; it's great, but the Wii's all right. The Wii U, I don't know what that was all about, but the Switch is great. So Nintendo are great, but they did kind of stop for a while doing stuff.
I think Nintendo kind of go through a point where they try to innovate. They get to a point and it's like, right, now we need to do something different. And the Wii, I think for them was, right, let's do something different. Let's make it somehow a bit more interactive. And there are some it was really,
Don't
forget it was a massive success.
They had the DS the year before, didn't they? And that was innovative.
The Wii got people into gaming that never gamed before, so that's a massive success.
Yeah.
It was
But in terms of good games on both consoles, I think. But the thing with the Nintendo is like Wii and Wii U, you'll have like a good Mario Kart, a 3D Mario, a side-scrolling Mario, a Zelda game, a Pokemon game. And as long as you've got those, like that's the best games on the console. There might be a couple of other hidden gems here and there, but you don't need a huge collection to really get a lot out of those.
No, and I would agree. I think that's probably true. Yeah, I think during that era of gaming, I can't remember, is it the 5th generation, but they call the 360, PS3, and Wii. People used to sort of paraphrase and just say all you need is a Wii 60. So you just have your Nintendo Wii and your Xbox 360, and you could play literally everything.
They tried to do it, didn't they, Microsoft, with that stupid camera thing with the
Connect.
I
didn't buy into it.
And all this stuff.
It was good in
into it.
what's the films? Oh, I can't remember the bloody films that it was in.
I had Paranormal Activity.
Yes.
One of the
Paranormal. Yeah, it's good in that. I must admit.
Did anyone ever say
games for it?
Did anyone ever come into a room and say, "Turn my Xbox on"? You could do that through Connect.
You could. For the Xbox One, I did it a few times, and it wore thin very quickly. So it's just like I'm just gonna turn that bit off. There was a guy. I don't know. We'll swip onto the next topic in a second because we do go on tangents. But you brought up 360, so
I'm still waiting for CabbageFace's favourite game. He's still
sorry.
He's
trying to drag this out so I can actually think of one.
There was a guy.
I'm going to write down what I think he's going to say, and let's see if I can use power.
Actually, we all write down something.
Psychic ability. Yeah, I'm going to write it down.
Pen, hang on.
This is like who's the psychic guy?
Derek Cora.
No,
Shirley Ghostman.
The one who can. Yeah, Shirley Ghostman. Like Shirley Ghostman, this is going to be like.
Okay.
Shushy.
I think he's going to say.
Chuck this.
Sorry, then Dolly, you carry on with your point.
I don't know what's he going to. I don't know. There was is he a platform fan or sports?
I'm not going to say.
I don't think you'll ever get this because it's really random. It's not. I struggle with this question because it's too many to. But I'm going to narrow it to 1 or 2 or 3.
Right, everyone got a guess?
I'm just.
Am I going for it?
Hang on, we'll all guess. Hang on, just.
I have no idea. I'm just going to do a random guess.
I am having a random guess.
Right. Okay. Who's going first? Ollie?
No, he's got to say, and then we got to hold it up, don't we?
Oh, I haven't written it down.
I thought we were going to guess.
Down. Come on.
I haven't got a pen or paper, mate. Oh,
favourite game ever.
I'm going to have to type it out, aren't I?
It's supposed to be the game I played the most, really, wouldn't it?
2-6.
I think I know what it is. Uri Geller. That's what I'm.
Right.
Dance Revolution.
Right, I've typed my guess out. So my guess is.
Go on, show me your guesses first.
Halo 3.
No.
I
Mm.
Zelda Link
Oh, you've done it
Awakening.
all big writing. I haven't done it close.
He's got Fable. I've
I got
got.
Fable because it's got
Fable, that's a good
character.
choice.
That's pretty much right.
Championship
to be fair.
Manager.
Championship Manager.
So
One
I've got
Shout.
Yeah. What's that?
plumbers
Can't
don't wear
read it,
ties.
doors. Plumbers don't wear ties.
Oh, I should have
I
gone
think
with
I've
Yar's
got, I think I've
Revenge.
got a good choice. I think I've got a good choice.
It's a really tough question though. Thanks for that.
Go on, then.
But
Go for it.
Championship,
What is-
Championship Manager series is probably my favourite of all time because I play it a lot.
Very nice.
If I was to say proper game, not just a spreadsheet that looks pretty, I'd probably say Left 4 Dead 2 is up there. It's very, very high on my favourite games ever.
Very good game.
I probably played about 5,000 hours of that game, multiplayer. And that's the older FIFAs are in there. I'm a bit of a sucker for a football game. But that's probably it, really. I like platformers are okay, but I get frustrated with jumping levels because you always get those levels where you got to jump to really hard stuff to jump to. And I just get annoyed
Did
of
you
it
have
and
a
turn it off.
character? Did you have a character you're naming on Fable?
Yeah,
Two?
so Fable 3. Yeah.
3.
Because
That's what I thought.
I worked for Lionhead for a bit, so I got my souvenir here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Look at that.
They're no
Hang
longer
on.
around.
Let me just
Oh.
Yeah,
Full
Daub's on the
screen,
camera.
look at it. Wow. See, look.
That was seamless.
Seamless, that was, wasn't it?
That's my souvenir. So I worked for these guys. for a bit.
Beautiful.
It's lovely.
Do you know one of the best Connect games was Fable: The Journey for me from Lionhead. That was really, really good. It was one of the few Connect games that actually worked for starters, and it worked well.
The weird thing was when I was there, they were making a game for Connect where you interacted with this like it sounds weird, but like this kid. It sounds really weird, but it's like yeah, stop it.
You did what with a kid?
Let's swiftly move on.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like Jimmy Savile Simulator or something.
That's 2 streams in a row. We've had a controversial character named.
He's dead now. He can't do nothing. Yeah, it was like it was a teenage girl, so it wasn't like that either. But it was like it was meant to be groundbreaking, and they were making it at Lionhead, so they were all testing it and stuff. But it never came out. The game never came out, and they're all testing it on the Connect. So you just go into this room, and they're all jumping around and stuff, and it was really impressive. But it never saw the light of day. I don't know why. But I think
I had really bad luck with my Connects. Like I had one that broke, and I got another one that I think stopped working. Then I had the one for the Xbox One that then was really temperamental. I had to keep on unplugging it and plugging it back in. So I just never bothered plugging it back in again. So there's like one or two games.
Was it one of the most
both of them.
satisfying? Sorry, Nintendo, I apologise.
You're right.
One of the most satisfying things was when you turn the Connect on. It went. Zzz, zzz, zzz,
Yeah.
there was just like
Little motor kicks in.
It went what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
it was looking for the kids in your room. The game.
that was good.
Yeah, the Connect on the Xbox One though, when you were saying about you could tell it to do things. One of the things you could say Xbox off and it would turn off. And there was a guy on YouTube who changed his gamer tag to Xbox off, and all he did was go around killing his own teammates in games deliberately to wind them up. And then some of them would yell, "What are you doing, Xbox off?" And you just all of a sudden this player would just disappear from the map.
There was an advert on TV, and it had, I can't remember the name of the actor. It's the guy who's in Breaking Bad. Is like playing the Xbox, and in the advert he goes, "Xbox, record that." And apparently it just caused loads of people, if they're watching it through TV through their Xbox, it was like getting their Xbox to record because he says it in the advert.
Yeah. It was a
Right,
strange time, that one.
Before we move on to the next topic, we're actually going head to head with one of our friends tonight. He's actually twitching on stream live.
Twitch.
This is actually he's a Twitcher.
He's Twitcher.
Ryan's conned this phrase of Twitcher.
Well,
So
what else do you call them?
Yeah, I like it.
Twitchers.
Got Twitcher works for me.
So this gentleman, and he is a gentleman. He's actually told us that he watches. It doesn't sometimes when he can't watch us live, he watches us on a Monday. So hopefully he's going to see this on a Monday. But yeah, Mean Machine Dean is live on Twitch. So we're actually going head to head with him at the minute. So hello, Dean. So hopefully he'll pick that up on Monday. That'll be a little test for him.
It's like Monday Night Raw and Nitro all over again. The simulcast.
Yeah, the Monday Night Wars. Yeah,
Amazing.
Right.
Shane McMahon will walk out in a minute.
Right. Speaking of games, when you're talking about games that you're really good at and things that you really enjoy, is there a game that you can play that you never lose at? And this could be sort of, I guess, like a multiplayer game that you either play online or like a couch co-op game that you remember from childhood that you were just, the absolute fucking tits at.
I don't know. I wasn't like really. I'm not massively great at games. I'm all right. I wouldn't say I'm like some people are amazing at it. I'm pretty good at Left 4 Dead 2, to be fair. I played it enough, so I was pretty good at that. I'm not too bad on FIFA, I would say, but
Sorry, we used to play online in this. We used to play online in the same team.
Didn't I beat you with North Korea and you were Brazil?
Let's brush over that. Let's brush over that.
Okay.
World Cup 2010 tournament. Blunners was at that, actually.
You had like 100 shots and I had one and scored it. It was sporty as anything, yeah. I don't know. Games you never lose at, I probably lose at them all, to be fair. So I can't really. That's a boring answer, right? But Championship Manager, you can't lose at that. There we go.
Just go Championship Manager and Left 4 Dead. Let's go with that.
Yeah, same as the other one.
Never forget, we were at a house party once. This was going back like 20 years. You were really drunk and you kept challenging everyone to a game on LMA Manager on the PlayStation. So maybe that's the game that you're best at. You were like, who wants a game on LMA Manager?
That was a fun night.
Yeah, who plays at a house party? Everyone settled down for the next 6 hours.
Someone just playing LMA Manager on it. Was it a PlayStation 1? It was, wasn't it?
PlayStation 1, yeah.
On the old TV, the old blooming like CRT TV.
Yeah.
Well, years ago, I went to a house party when I was probably 16, 17, and they actually stopped the house party to watch men behaving badly. That's how boring this party was. Yeah, they said, it's 9 o'clock, 9:30, quick, men behaving badly on. So they stopped all the music and it literally put the TV on. Everyone just sat there watching men behaving badly. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
How old was everyone at the party?
16, 17?
Was there a lot of men at the party?
Were they behaving badly?
I don't know, I didn't really count.
Leslie Ash back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we having that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It was a good show and it was very funny. I'm not entirely sure it warrants stopping a house party for.
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't tape it.
Bob the Builder's on.
Can I, before we go on, I've got. I just want to try out for our Christmas special a couple of jokes.
Ryan's on the Christmas crackers.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Are they worse than my Lego pun intros?
Here we go. You ready? Why do Lego men hate going to hospital?
I don't know. Why do they?
Because plastic surgery costs a fortune.
Hey!
I think that was generous, Blunners. That was a generous reaction.
Well, that was good. Cheers, Blunners. Do you want another one later? So
how many have you got?
I've got as many as you want. I'll do one more.
Smash another one. Smash another one now.
Oh, good. This isn't actually a joke, but I downloaded a Lego app today. It bricked my phone. I think that's quite good.
Okay, moving on.
All right. I like that one actually. That's all right. Right?
Yeah.
I'm upset. Buddy.
Next topic then. I mean, this can be open to. Let's open this up to the panel, but let's start with our guest first, Mr. CabbageFace. What are you playing at the moment?
I play a lot of Apex Legends at the moment.
Good choice.
That's not retro, but I play it a lot.
To be fair, most of the games I'm playing at the moment aren't retro either.
So that's probably the one I play the most. I really enjoy it, even though it's like battle, what have you called it? Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the characters and stuff. I think it's actually a really good game. So, yeah.
It's one I would like to actually play a bit more of. My daughter really enjoys it on her Switch, and that's where I've kind of played it because it seems to take up a absolutely stonking amount of memory. But yeah, it's a game I definitely would like to get into. I think it looks like it's kind of got that vibe of.
It's like it's quite a fast pace. It's a bit like Quake because it's quite fast.
Yep.
But it's a bigger map, and then the characters have special abilities, so it's quite a good mix of everything.
Excellent.
If you don't like battle royales, it's not for you because you die and that's it, game over. But yeah, I kind of like that, being on the edge of this. Goes back to my Predator days. This is, you've got to restart again when you die,
Just without the half an hour load time.
That's right, yeah. But I tend to PC game more than anything now, so I think that's why it probably suits that a little bit more.
Yeah. Excellent. Mr. All Elite Ryan, are there any games you are playing particularly at the moment?
I started playing Tanglewood on my Evercade yesterday.
That's
for the first time. That was not a bad game actually.
Hmm.
It's a bit, you sort of fly around all over the place, and it takes some getting used to, but I'm quite enjoying it. It's, if nobody's played it, I think it's a, is it a 2018 Mega Drive game? So it's
Yeah.
like a recent
I think
game,
so.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's very recent.
It's quite cool. Little fox who's got special abilities. Yes, I'm playing. That's really what I'm playing. I've got a Xbox, PS5, but I don't know. I just haven't got the time at the minute. So Evercade, not to keep giving them a plug, but it's quite handy because you just pick up, plug a cartridge in, and you can just play it wherever. So that's what
I know I said Apex, but do you find a lot of modern games are a little bit, I don't know, soulless, if that makes sense?
Depends. There are some games I feel that definitely have that. There's a lot of modern games that have also got quite a lot going for them. I know Dorps likes to skip the cutscenes, but it's
Yeah, I do. Yeah, what's the point?
there's
I got time to watch it.
No.
there are some games out there that have got like a real heavy sort of depth to them. So
I'm
yeah,
not
I
Mr.
guess it
Evercade.
depends.
Mr. Evercade. Mr. Evercade.
I think what they're
I-
missing nowadays. Gone.
I'd quite
see.
like just a story game. I know there's a lot out there,
Yeah.
but a lot of modern games now just tend to be Call of Duty, Battlefield, and
Yep.
that's it. And it's like, why are they not making any other stuff? You know?
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
Just
I
the
do
same
find it weird.
games,
Like,
boring.
I used to like getting like a game where you had that campaign and you had a decent campaign, and then it would
Yeah.
also have a multiplayer.
Mhm.
Whereas a lot of modern games now will just be the multiplayer, and that's it. There
Yeah.
isn't a campaign game, and there isn't like the single player along with it. It's just the battle royale, whatever it is. Feels like you're
Yeah.
getting only part of it.
I mean, I'm just looking. I mean, I can see the PS5 stuff that I've got over there, but I'm just looking at the PS4 because that's what I've got quite a huge amount of games on, and I'm just sort of looking at some of the ones that have got really sort of good stories. And I know Dorbs won't agree, but things like the Final Fantasy VII remake, the Life is Strange series. They had some incredible stories. I remember, in fact, I think I've said this before on a stream. Like Ryan's missus put me onto Life is Strange as a series, and yeah, that game genuinely brought tears to my eyes. The emotional sort of depths that game went to, it really did sort of screw with you. So I think there are definitely some, and again, I'm looking at some other ones that are a bit soulless, things like No Man's Sky, which I know got better, but in terms of an experience, that was quite soulless. And yeah, so I would agree with you that sort of 50-50. There's definitely some games that had some like wow factor to them, but not a lot of story. But
What are you playing?
I tend to like dip in and out of a lot of games. I'll always have like a campaign game going in the meantime. So my campaign game at the moment is that Ni no Kuni 2. So when Lady Decade was on, a couple of months ago, that was her recommendation, and it was on PlayStation Store for like massively discounted at the time. It was like £6, so I thought I'd give that a go. But I'm probably about 12 hours in. So in the meantime, I'm also playing a bit of Evercade, a bit of Oculus Quest. I started playing a bunch of Virtual Boy games on my Oculus Quest because there's an emulator that played Virtual Boy games, so I've been playing through some of those. Yeah.
Any good Virtual Boy games?
Yeah, actually pretty good. I hear that it's better on the Oculus Quest than it is on the Virtual Boy because it's a nicer screen and you don't like get the headaches and stuff. But there's some bad games as well. I played.
There it is.
What is it? It was the Waterworld game. Waterworld on the Virtual Boy is possibly one of the worst games I've ever played. It was ridiculous. I just had no idea what was going
the
on.
worst movie of all time?
Yeah,
it's the worst film and the worst
game.
Game on the Virtual Boy does not redeem it at all.
I think it's
really
it's classed as one of the biggest flops. I don't think it's not a great movie, but I think in terms of budgetary value versus what it actually brought back at the box office, it's one of the biggest flops of all time for sure.
I know it made me want to go to Wii a lot because it's just a lot of water, isn't it? And it's just like
I found that
a lot of water.
Look at that in The Simpsons, isn't it? Where they're in the arcade and Milhouse puts loads of coins in the Waterworld game, and he walks forward like 2 steps, so he gets game over. He goes, "What a rip-off!" And he starts doing more coins.
Amazing, Mr. Blunders. What are you playing at the moment?
I'm playing a new Pokemon with my daughter, and I'm playing Forza, a new Forza. It's really good. Basically, normally buy it, but because of Game Pass, it's free. Isn't it? And I've been playing a bit of the Contra, which was on the Black Friday sale for like $3.99. So I've been playing that as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely can't go wrong with a bit of Contra. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Mr. Dorbs, what are you playing at the moment?
Well, I've got a VS, so I've been smashing that in television cart like you wouldn't believe. So been playing a Slapshot Super Pro Hockey, which is a really good game. I'm obviously joking. I haven't even played it yet. I am playing at the minute 2 games. Still playing the New Aliens game. Absolutely love that game. And I'm playing the remastered Alan Wake, which
Oh, I liked Alan Wake.
not too.
That is one of the games
I'm not too
playing
impressed so far. It's a good game, but I'm just a bit like,
Yeah,
I think it was probably better when it first came out because it was very different to what it's been before. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the games I'm playing at the moment. I'm sort of taking my time with it because I haven't played it since launch. So I remember the beats of the story, but I'm trying to find some of the other bits in it as well. So I am taking a bit of time with it. I didn't like the character to start with. Even back then, I thought Alan Wake was a real asshole. And just starting it again, and I think after like the second or third cutscene, I was like, yeah, you're still a prick. But the story's cool, and it's horror, and it's the game mechanic, like CabbageFace said. I think with the game mechanic of having to use the torch to sort of wear your enemies down, and then you can take them out with the guns. That was really different at the time.
Yeah, but those batteries on those torches don't last 5 minutes. Do they? Ridiculous.
No, you do some Duracells.
Ridiculous. Yeah. cheap ones, aren't they? But
yeah.
But it's all right. I've just met the bloke who I met on the ferry earlier. He's just turned up. No idea what's going on because I'll just skip all the cutscenes, obviously. But...
Why kind of cutscene?
It's such a story-driven. It's such a story-driven game. It's such a story-driven game. All the cutscenes fill in the backlog. So
he's got time to sit there for like 10 minutes watching a cutscene. I ain't got time for that.
It's not a 10-minute. It just makes me chuckle because all I can think of is just each section of Alan Wake so far without the cutscenes would just make no sense.
How did you
when
ever
the
play
dude turned up and
Uncharted?
he said, "Oh, I recognise him. I met him on the thing," and I'm like, "Did you? Oh, okay."
But you basically you trophy hunt, don't you, on PlayStation?
Yeah,
you play games
as much as I can. Yeah, unless they're like stupidly hard, like ridiculously hard, then it's just no fun.
There's a couple that only one person's got on the PlayStation. I can't think what they're for, but there's one trophy I think that only one person's got somewhere. So I don't know what game it's on. So that's really pointless information. But
I imagine it's probably one of the GTA games because they just go on and on and on and on.
if it's GTA, it's probably that one where it's to fly that helicopter. Is it Vice City? That was that little mini drone.
Oh yeah,
that just ruins the game.
I never played it
It's
after that point. I stopped.
No,
I was like, this is stupid. I'm just going to run people over. This is Mark Jackson.
I'm glad that wasn't just me who couldn't get that.
Yeah, I had a bit I think it was in San Andreas. There's a bit actually like the remote control aeroplane, and there's this really hard mission I was trying for ages, and then I realised actually you didn't need to complete that mission. It was like an optional.
The one on San Andreas
mission. I spent hours on that. Why I didn't even have to do it.
It was that train one on San Andreas. That was a bitch. Following that freaking train, that guy go, "Oh, you've lost it," and you're like next to it. You're like, "Shut up, mate, I'm there."
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. Madness. Yeah, enemies are repetitive. I agree. In Alan Wake, they are just the shadow people, pretty much.
It kind of reminded me of. Do you remember Max Payne, the game, when he goes into the weird world? It goes into his like depressed state and
it's
got no Prozac or whatever it goes on.
Yeah, it's a cool game though. I would highly recommend it. The remaster on the PS5 is definitely the best version of it. I would say it looks great considering it's a 360 game. It looks absolutely fantastic,
and it's really cheap as well. At the minute, really cheap.
It is. I think there's a couple of Black Friday sales still lingering.
That's what I got it.
I paid 20 quid for it from Game with some birthday money in October. Then 2 weeks later, it's like 17 quid. You're like, that's a killer. That's a killer deal.
Game had some really good PS5 deals actually, because Deathloop, which hasn't been out long, that was $29.99 on PlayStation.
I see
5.
that a lot though, because Back 4 Blood was like going for like 20 quid, and it's only just come out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's because it's crap, but
it's on Game Pass, isn't it?
Yeah, it's free on.
Yeah, I need to play it online with someone because on my own it's just boring. I just lose interest. I need to. Maybe we'll have an RGR sort of.
Yeah, I've got it on
game on it
on Xbox at the moment. I'll happily play some more.
Yeah. No, we'll do it offline, Tim. We'll talk.
We'll talk, son. We'll talk, sunshine.
That's like Harry Redknapp.
Get it sorted.
Inbox open. Message me, Tim. Right. Swiftly moving on then. So, Mr. CabbageFace Bricks, your YouTube channel. Let's have a chat about your YouTube channel.
Well, what happens on it?
Yeah, let's go for it. So, with because your main theme is Lego, obviously, hence all the Lego puns and stuff that we've been chatting about. So, tell people a bit about your channel.
It's a bit of Lego and also a bit of an unknown brand called Kobe. So they're a Polish brand and they make like military sets because Lego won't make military sets because they have issues with it. So they make a lot of military sets like Spitfires and all that kind of stuff. So I concentrate more on them than I do Lego because I prefer my military based stuff. So I do kind of reviews, news. I do live builds where some interesting people come in the chat and ask if I'm naked.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want to come in and join in on that fun,
Is that on your OnlyFans channel? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a genuine question. And it's only kind of, I guess, come to me while I'm sort of thinking about it. Like I listen to a lot of things. Some people probably will know what it is. I listen to a lot of ASMR videos to help me get to sleep and sleep better. And that is sometimes can just be people with like really high frequency microphones doing something really stupid like folding towels because there's extra noises that you don't hear through like frequencies. It sounds really fucking weird. And I guess in some cases it is a bit weird. But do you ever get people that sort of tune in for that? Because I'd imagine the sounds of like the Lego bricks, because there is a Dutch word, isn't there, for the word of two Lego bricks clicking together? And I can't think what it is. Someone look it up. There is scissoring. No, there is a Dutch word. And
it's going into incognito mode. Yeah. Okay.
And the word is for the sound of two Lego bricks clicking together. Yeah, I just thought you probably might end up getting a...
No, most people get annoyed by the noise of you opening the bags and stuff, to be honest. They're like, can you mute your mic? Yeah, they get really
That's a really...
How rude.
That's a really popular ASMR sound, actually, people with plastic bags and things rustling.
I've seen this ASMR. I saw a woman that licked the microphone and people were really
it's a bit much for me. I'm not only... I like to go to sleep. I don't really want to see people licking microphones. It's
it's not for me. I just close my eyes and fall asleep. But
oh God. Maybe that's where we're going wrong. Maybe we could.
What's happened to counting sheep? Why have we got all this stuff now?
I don't know if this is correct because it's just somebody on Reddit. And apparently the word you're looking for is kloop.
That's it.
Kloop.
That is it.
Kloop.
Kloop. It's a. I think it's a Dutch word. Yeah, it's a Dutch
Come
word.
for the Lego, stay for the kloop.
Okay.
That's your new intro. That is your new intro. Get it?
That needs to be on a t-shirt. Oh my God. That is amazing. But yeah, there you go.
Definitely.
So that word means the sound of Lego bricks clicking together.
There you go. I did not know that.
Oh, nice one, Essex, chucking that in the I don't really need to disclose how that works, but yeah, we're all good.
Put it on the screen there. There you go.
Cheers, mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice of Rob to join us anyway.
Straight for the brilliant. So when you do your live builds, do you tend to start like literally from like literally opening the box and just build it? Do you build it in like one sitting, or is it something?
It depends how big the set is. So I don't know if you can see that little motorbike there. I built that in one setting, and it was a mistake because it took me 2 hours because it was a Technic one, so it was really difficult. But if they're not too complicated, I'll do it in one sitting. If they're a bit bigger, I'll do it over multiple streams. It really depends. But I also stream. So there's a Lego designing program on the computer where you can make your own Lego sets and stuff. So I sometimes stream that as well. Depends what I'm in the mood for. But I do find it quite fun building sets because people come in the chat and say all sorts of stuff.
Like what? What's the weirdest?
I don't know. Weirdest one was I can't even say it. Was somebody saying about give me your clothes, give me your boots.
Give me your Lego bricks. Yeah,
they were pretending to be the Terminator, which was, and then,
people need to get a life, don't they?
And then we had I embrace it. And then we had Del Boy trying to sell me Korean Lego. If you want to come along for some of that, it's usually on a Sunday. So
Nice.
I never realised there's that. There's a series on Netflix about toys that made us, and there's a Lego episode.
Yes.
And it was really interesting. I had no idea how close Lego came to bankruptcy, like multiple times.
Star Wars.
You
saved
just
them.
associate Lego with like a really successful
Yeah,
company.
so
that's
Star
never-
Wars is what saved them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
we
actually
are
own
on
the whole of
Bricks.
Billund.
Yeah,
So if you go to Billund, Lego have actually got their own police force because they own the whole town.
Wow.
So they own the police
Wow.
force, the fire brigade, every single house. And
Please tell me they drive around on like Lego vehicles.
Yeah, Lego vehicles, yeah.
with a little
Lego
heads and-
helicopters.
They've all got hands like this. Like that.
I always think like Lego must have really missed a trick with like what Minecraft did, because Minecraft is is like Lego in a virtual space, and they had like a really open world Lego game that came out
There
before
is
Minecraft.
Lego Worlds.
Yeah.
Lego
Lego
World.
Worlds.
Is it any good, or is it just not?
No,
Did Minecraft just blow out the water?
no. There's only a few what I'd say good Lego games. I'm looking forward to the new Lego Star Wars game that's coming out, which has been delayed again. That'd be cool. 'Cause it's the whole saga, so that'd be good.
What's
When
your
I play the Lego
favourite,
games, they seem like they're quite easy, really, aren't they? I don't know if that's.
kids
I've only played a
They
couple.
are
They're
kids'
kids games,
games,
aren't they?
yeah.
So I think like when kids are old enough to play games, I might introduce them to like Lego games to get started.
I like
Play Lego
Dimensions.
games, I'll probably
Dimensions
get
is cool.
play those from them. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have the dimensions, and I used to have quite a lot of the bits for it.
Yeah.
They're
Because
worth
you
a lot
get
of money.
further in the game, and then you like that pack. It's really good, really clever, because the pack actually like evolves, and then
That's
you then
right.
have to take it apart what you've already made, and then remake the next part to get past the level. It's really good.
If you've got
What's your
some of those,
favourite,
if you've got some of those sets, they're worth a lot of money.
Oh, I
The
sold
old
it, mine.
like the Scooby Doo ones and stuff, and
Oh, I had that. Yeah.
A-Team, they're worth quite a bit of money now.
I had the
That's
18,
cool.
Yeah,
I'd imagine just thinking. I'd imagine the Sonic the Hedgehog one was probably worth a bit because
Yeah.
that's probably
Well,
the
I had
only.
that.
it's coming out, and there's a set coming out in January, so it won't be worth anything.
Yes, there is. Yep, someone put it up in RG. I was going to say because at that point, I guess that would have been the only way to have had Sonic in a Lego
Yeah,
format.
so they got a set coming out in it's based on Green, whatever you said it was, not Emerald Park, whatever it's called.
Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
Green Hill
Hill
Zone.
Zone,
Green Hill Zone.
yeah.
So Tim, you earlier you
that.
said the Lego games are for kids, didn't you? I'm sure you did.
I mean, probably not all of them, like some of them. I've not really played many of them.
It's going to be a bit awkward. This is Tim. It's going to be a bit awkward. I can't believe you said that.
I started playing my son. That's how my son started playing.
Yeah.
They've
They've got like Lego Harry Potter, Lego Star Wars.
Yeah,
all
got
that,
Indiana Jones.
Lego
Hobbit.
Lego
I
Marvel.
had Star Wars one.
Star
I'm sure
Wars.
I had on the PS1 Lego Races. I'm sure it was that.
Yeah.
Or you
I
built
think I
like
had
a
that on the
racing
N64
car.
actually. Lego Racers one.
That's a good game. Good game.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
it's
the
kind
one
of
that was on the Wii U with Chase?
Lego City Underground.
Isn't Lego City just Grand Theft Auto, but Lego, but obviously without the violence? You can just wander around and get cars.
Yeah,
and
you just wander around in it.
You can't run people over; they jump out of the way. It's
You
fine.
can't, yeah.
Oh, what's the point of
Oh,
that?
that sounds
What's
rubbish.
the fun of that?
I mean, this is kind of segued us nicely, so we can continue going. But this has segued us quite nicely onto the next topic, which
Oh,
I
before
think...
we do, Ollie, I think we better go for an ad break quick.
Oh no, what's he going for?
Nothing, just an ad break.
Ooh. Are we allowed ad breaks? Because someone did comment once.
They did, yes.
We've not got enough
Yeah.
subscribers to have an
Not
ad
enough
break,
subs for ad
apparently. But
breaks.
Yeah.
We're advertising ourselves.
And we
Exactly.
just got a very offensive comment. I'm not going to read it out, but I'll just put it on the screen. That's
Well,
disgraceful.
There are.
Oh, there are.
You just got to know which
Unlike
part of the
that.
city to go to. It's like real life, isn't it? You just got to know which part of the city to go to.
If you can,
Yeah, you
it's
just
a
need to
special
find
unlock.
the Cloop clubs in Lego City.
Oh my
God, good God.
The
We
double
sort of-
entendres with that word, it's never ending, is it?
Kloop. Are you sure it's Kloop? It sounds like Klopp. It sounds like a Liverpool
Kloop.
manager.
Is it Cloop? Klopp? I know. I think you pronounce it Cloop.
Either way, it's, one sounds a bit dirty, the other one sounds like a disease. Oh, he's got clop again.
Well, you do one, you get the other, don't you? So
You know that could be Dutch for anything, and you could just be offending your one Dutch
Yeah.
audience member.
Well, I just
I hope you've got the
it's a
right
comment.
word, Tim. I really do.
verified it. It was just somebody on Reddit. I just googled it, and
Yeah,
the
if
first
it's
thing
on
came up
Reddit,
was a Reddit
it's-
post. So
If it's on Reddit, it's
no
pretty
idea
cool.
who gave it information.
We're
pretty
probably
sure that's
offending
right.
the whole Dutch nation at the moment with that word.
pretty sure.
Jimmy
I'm
Floyd
pretty
has
sure
to
he's
be
right.
Near it. Clue
No,
meaning.
I'm sure you're right. I am sure you're right.
Here you go. It says here.
Right.
This is from a more official source. The sound made. Oh no, this is sound. This it says. Kloop is the sound made when a cork is forcibly drawn from a bottle. So
Surely that's pop.
yeah, maybe it's the same. Maybe there's a bit of crossover there.
Surely that's that.
I would say Dorbs is going to have to
Yeah.
get on this because he managed to get us in touch with Rick Waller. So Dorbs, find out what the Dutch word is for.
Get Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank on here. Sort it out.
Oh, he's too busy watching Roy Keane and
Carragher,
Jimmy
Oh,
Carragher.
yeah.
Jimmy
Fight,
Carragher, yeah.
Oh, Ken Monkel's probably obtainable to get him
Yeah.
on a stream, I reckon. Big Ken Monkel.
Who?
I think he.
Oh,
Big Ken Monkel.
I'm not going to read out this one.
Right.
This Urban Dictionary says Kloop is something completely different.
Yeah,
Oh,
Do we need to
I
go on
would-
people need to go on incognito mode?
I
before-
think people will have to
before
look
you
it up
say
themselves. I'm not going to read that out on a stream.
this. Yeah, let's
A
bring it
mixture of-
back, shall we?
let's say a
So
mixture
Lego
of
video
body-
games.
A
Lego
mixture of
video
bodily
games.
fluids is all I'm going to say.
Lego video games.
Oh,
What are
that's-
some of the first Lego video games that people remember? I know we've sort of talked about a few sort of just in casual sort of passing now, but what were some of the standout ones that people can remember? Because I think everyone, at least, I'm pretty sure everyone that games has played at least one Lego game.
Are you going to first?
Mine's probably the Marvel one.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
So like you had the whole city to explore, and you could be different superheroes and stuff, Iron Man and stuff.
Yep.
It's probably my first one. I think it was on PlayStation 2, I think, or something like
yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
There's a real thing. I think when Lego tapped into that idea of sort of buying into franchises, aside from having the Lego sets as well, but then being able to franchise those games as, or franchise those sets as video games as well. It's a really clever idea that I don't think many toy companies have ever actually kind of
that.
done against it.
Their marketing's quite clever, trying to get people that aren't into Lego to get into it. So like, you got the Nintendo stuff, you've got Marvel, Star Wars, and all sorts of stuff. And I'm sure most people have seen a Lego set, they thought that's pretty cool. You know, like if it's Star Wars, or they've got Sega stuff coming out, they've even got like typewriters, all sorts of different things that necessarily Lego people might not be interested in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So yeah, does anyone have any sort of standout Lego games that they think are like the sort of top tier? I think there's, for me, there's definitely two very specific series that Lego have done that I think are just every game that comes out is great. For me, where's he gone? Okay,
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Star Wars. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Star
I played the
Wars.
Star Wars. Indiana Jones. That one
Yeah,
jumps
Yeah,
out.
that was good.
cool.
Yeah,
I know which one you're going to say, Nintendo Lee. I'm going to do
Well, I've
my
got
Uri
two.
Geller
I
thing
think there's-
again.
It's got to be
think
Lord of
there's
the
two.
Rings.
Ghostman in the house.
Lord of the Rings or something like that.
No,
Nah,
here's
there's,
going
there's
to be.
definitely two particular Lego game franchises that are guaranteed to sell bucket loads every time. Go on,
I've
Ed,
written
Ryan.
it down. Go, no,
Which one
no,
is
say it, and then I'll hold it up.
Is
Okay,
it that
so-
Friends one? You know, the,
Two. So for me, it's definitely Star Wars. So the Lego Star Wars
Mhm.
video games are really good fun. They're really, really good. So Lego Star Wars is one, and the other one is Lego Batman.
yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
Batman.
The even before Batman appearing in the Lego movie, I think the summer Lego Batman games were great. They were really, really good. But then, yeah, having Batman as that character, then having his own movie as well, it just propelled those Lego Batman games something chronic. I think they're on pretty much almost every system going at the time as well. It's yeah. So for me, Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman, if they make any of those games, they're guaranteed to sell well.
The most satisfying thing with a Lego game, like, is how they walk.
Yeah.
Watching them go brick, 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 brick. It's just amazing. Yeah.
I like it
You
when
know,
I
they
like that when
build.
they build stuff.
Yeah, they go.
Yeah,
It's all kind
yeah,
of.
that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
We used to play that. Me and my son used to play the Batman. We completed it, but it was a case of, right, if you're stuck, just try and smash everything. Just
Mhm.
just hit everything in the area, and then eventually something will start jumping.
Ooh,
So
Lego
what-
Souls game.
What
Jesus.
Lego set would you like to come out next? Should we go around the panel? I think it's something.
God, don't ask me this.
A Lego set that needs to come out, or one that's already out that we would like?
One that
Because that
you
Lego
want to
NES
come
is
out.
pretty sick, isn't it?
No, one that you want to come out. If you had any choice, film, TV show, whatever.
Do you know, a while ago I would have said the 1989 Tim Burton Batmobile, but they did that.
They did that, yeah.
That is probably one of the coolest things that I would like next to an Ecto 1. But I don't collect Lego, but I have the Lego Ghostbusters set because again, I love
cool,
Ghostbusters. It was a great set.
I got one.
Move to somebody else. I'll have a think about it.
Yeah,
Let me have a think.
I'm struggling. Ryan?
I've got one. I would like a, and I know it's come up before, CabbageFace, because you've shown it as someone's design that they're trying to get made is a retro WWF ring.
Yeah.
That would be awesome with some of the old school characters like Ultimate Warrior.
That would be cool.
Stuff. It's a good
One of my friends has done a belt, WWE belt out of Lego. It's pretty
wow.
cool.
Oh,
Amazing. That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I think I've the thing I would like.
A magazine.
Magazine Lego.
You're gonna have to call them comics one day, mate. For me, I would like Lego to make a Lego Power Rangers Megazord.
Well, yeah.
That's a good show. Yeah.
Cool.
I can see
Because
that.
they did a Voltron.
They did a Voltron.
And that Voltron set is incredible, absolutely. It's a crazy amount of money now as well, but that is one I would quite like. I do like a bit of Voltron, but yeah, just sort of looking around at some of my childhood, memories and stuff. I think a Power Rangers Megazord would be up on my list.
I was thinking as well about Lego games. Maybe a Power Rangers Lego game would work pretty well. So you can
Power
imagine
Rangers Lego in general.
Yeah, like if they had to go,
shout.
you have to get the Zords. Just the Lego characters build the things out of Lego. Yeah, that could work pretty well.
Quick, someone copyright this shit before Lego get in it. Because
they've done a Star Trek Lego game as well. I know they've done Star Wars. They've done Star Trek.
You like Star
No,
Trek?
they've got no.
me.
No.
Oh,
Trying to think of
always
a
gonna be-
choice.
it's always
No,
gonna be
yeah,
me.
They haven't,
Star Trek's
they haven't
terrible.
got a license
It's
for
always-
Star Trek.
Who likes Star Trek?
It's always going to
Never
be
done
me.
a-
Ryan. Always going to be me. Star Trek is fantastic.
To me,
there
Star
a
Trek was
Simpsons
always the
Lego?
less cool Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was. I think
never
you.
really
It's
got
like really
into Lego.
hardcore. Set your phasers to stun. Oh, scary.
I think it would no one in my family was big into Star Wars, so I grew up watching Star Trek on a Sunday afternoon. Whereas I think some people either had an older brother or their dads or someone were into Star Wars, then you would grow up watching Star Wars. Like my uncle liked Star Wars, and I had seen it, and I always remember thinking, yeah, this is fun. But Star Trek would be what was on in our house, so that's kind of what I just grew up with and kind of got a kick out of. So there you go, Dorbs. Me.
Well, I've got
If you're interested in Star Trek, Playmobil have got a Star Trek set. They've got a license.
Okay.
Okay.
It's massive.
kinda
It's like the same size as that clock. I'm joking.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Roger knows where it's at. A Deep Space Nine station.
It really wouldn't. It really wouldn't.
It would
What you've done is-
absolutely.
you said-
It would absolutely smash that Death Star out of the water.
Triangle Face, you did ask about Simpsons Lego, and I believe there is,
yeah,
because
there
I think
is.
Cabbage Face has got it. Yeah.
nice.
I've got the series 1 of the minifigs, but I haven't got any of the sets.
nice.
I didn't get them, sadly.
Oh,
I got
Yeah.
I got loads in them series sets. I got the Simpsons 1, 2, Mario Brothers 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. I've got, even the Olympic one. Both
That's
Harry
worth
Potter's. Both,
Never
both
sell
Sim-
that. It's worth a fortune, the Olympic one.
No, it's all in. It's all boxed up. But for me,
It's-
I know that there was a Kickstarter, kind of like a what's that thing? Is when you try and
Lego ideas.
Yeah, and I see they had one of Zelda, which didn't get through.
Yeah.
There's one of Metroid that didn't get through. But for me, I would have a what's that fighting game on Switch?
Smash
The Lego
Bros.
one. Smash Bros. I'd have Smash Bros. Because then you'd have to do all of them. You have to do all the characters. Because I've got all the
That'd be a
amiibos in
fun
it.
game as well.
The thing is,
Yeah.
they've got the license with Nintendo, so I've got a feeling you may get Zelda and Metroid and Animal Crossing without
Yeah.
the Ideas platform, because they've already done
They're bringing
Mario
out
stuff.
Luigi's Mansion, aren't they? Luigi's Mansion one I've
Yeah.
seen.
It's just a
shout.
shame they're
Because
not
I
doing the
want
minifigs, but I won't get into it.
No.
They've got that stupid Mario set, and it's just crap. And it needs to just do minifigs and stuff properly, you know.
Yeah.
The
Someone's put in
minifigs
the,
are crap. They're just little
We're getting
like hoopers and that.
Someone's put in the comments, Lego Peaky Blinders, but one
Never
from
know.
Darkness Dreams, Lego Transformers. There's a company, are they called Brio?
Yeah.
I think they've definitely done something to do with Transformers. 100%.
There's loads of dodgy Chinese knockoffs that do it. So if you're really desperate for it, you can find it online.
Let me see what it's called. Rio.
Dorbs.
Well, I've got four ideas.
I've written one down, so I'm going to guess again. I'm going to you got to say, and then I'm going to hold it up.
Okay. Well, I've got four ideas, and they're going to be scenes from films. You probably guess the scene. Okay.
Oh, I haven't got a scene from a film.
One Night in Paris.
Hang on, let me just Google that.
The scene, was it Under Siege when the woman bursts out the cake?
No, that's a very good one actually. That's not one I picked. That would be that's a good actress, Erica Eleniak, very good actress. The first one would be Lego Lost Boys, and it'd be the scene where they're hanging from the bridge.
Yep.
That would be a cool one. Next one I've gone for is Lego Exorcist with the vomit. I'll take it. Vomit scene. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, do you want to guess these scenes? Actually, you can probably guess the scenes. Lego Misery. What's
Misery?
The guy with getting his ankle smashed in.
Yeah.
And my final one, Lego Basic Instinct.
Yeah. Do we need to say that scene?
Yeah. So,
see, I thought you would have gone for that.
The
American one will be coming out.
But yeah, they'll be my choices. I mean, maybe someone.
Lego.
Yeah, the American version. So in about a year.
No,
Yeah, the crap version.
Not doing that.
David Brent minifig.
Maybe someone from Lego is actually watching because obviously Games Master were the other week. So. You've got a good suggestion here actually. Lego Only Fools and Horses. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Possibilities are endless, really, aren't they?
Sam Hain Gaming, yes. Resident Evil 2 Police Station. That would be
Roger Olver's got a good one as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Lego Knight Rider.
That's on ideas if you want to vote for it. I think it's made 10k. So
hopefully it's got like kit and car and
it's got the whole
truck.
It's got the massive truck and kit.
Has it got Bonnie?
I don't think so. No. Bonnie Taylor.
No, he's mechanic. You had Bonnie, and then in a different season you had Pamela, I think her name.
Talking of like 90s TV. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Did anyone ever watch that program called Renegade? The guy on the motorbike, Reno Reigns. That was really cool. No one watched that.
I can remember being referenced on The Simpsons. I don't think I ever actually watched the show though.
Renegade was great. Dorbs, you need to get on that. That was brilliant. Really underrated.
There you go, Bonnie and Devon. Yeah, there's Bonnie. What was the other one, Roger? I'm sure was it Pamela? Because Bonnie wasn't in one of the series because the pay dispute.
When they're Jack, he always had the car on his head. Right, carry on.
If we're all done with Lego games and all this,
can I do another Lego joke?
Yeah, go on.
With your puns, cracking with your puns, mate. Go for it.
Here we go.
Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. It's going to be a good one.
I stepped on a rusty Lego the other day. I'm worried I might have contracted Tetris.
It was game related.
I don't know why. I started laughing before we even did the punchline.
You laughed at Rusty.
Rusty.
I just knew it was going to be
on.
bad. It's going to be bad, isn't it? And I just don't know why that just set me off.
Oh,
that's a really
Deary's
bad
crying.
It's good. I thought that was good. I thought that was very good.
Go on, Ryan. Have another one. Smash another one in if you've got another one.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Just saw the Lego movie. It was very well pieced together. It's good.
Right, episode 2 of Games Master. Move on.
Yeah. So, has everyone managed to check out the second episode of Games Master?
Oh, before we do, Ollie, hang on. Which one is it? Making Resident Evil.
Yes.
Where is it?
He watched it. Johnny Sixkiller. Yes. Awesome.
He's watched it.
Camper van.
Johnny Sixkiller. Sounds like a really bad beer.
He was really cool. It was like a cool Native American guy.
And yeah, another guy in Knight Rider. That was RC3. He's the mechanic in the final series.
I think he's talking about Renegade.
Nah, he's on about Knight Rider.
Roger's definitely responding to me. He's my mate. He's responding to me.
The Hoff
behaviour.
Right, episode 2 of Games Master.
On a side note, I've seen Oh, no. This is interesting. When I went to see, this is related to this. When I went to see WWE Raw at the O2 Arena in 2010 with Tim's brother, we were about 4th, 5th row ringside, and this special host of Monday Night Raw that night was David Hasselhoff, and he drove out in kit.
Oh, amazing.
And everyone was going,
Wow.
Hoff. When he came out,
Well,
it was brilliant. So
Surely
yeah, there we
Kit
go.
drove him out.
You know, not many people would have had that experience in their life. I have.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Episode 2 of Games Master then. No?
I'd like to see Human Centipede Lego. Right, carry on.
Oh, do you know I would buy that? I like my horror movies very, very much. I would buy that. That's.
They could do the South Park version, Human Centipede. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah, yeah. Kyle just doesn't read the small print, does he?
I always like the
word.
World of Warcraft episode of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's good, wasn't it?
Episode 2 of Games Master.
I'm doing it deliberately now.
Has everyone managed to see episode 2 of Games
Yeah.
Master?
Yes.
I mean, not that
Yeah.
we really need to give a spoiler warning because it's. I mean, there's nothing to really spoil in terms of anything. People play video games, they win a golden joystick, or they might not. But yeah, how are people sort of feeling now? We're 2 episodes in. The first episode, I think most of us all kind of enjoyed. There was a bit of nostalgia. There was a little bit of new to it as well to sort of keep it a bit fresh. Normally, after that first episode, that's when things can either you can just get to the next one and go, oh yeah, this isn't great, or it kind of keeps going. So what do people feel now that the second episode has hit?
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It keeps to its roots. And I know we were chatting off air that Dave Perry's not necessarily a fan who we've had on this channel and interviewed, who was on the original series of Games Master. But I think it's really, really good. The presenter, perfect.
Really good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been
Games
good.
Master, perfect. The 2 E4 friendly, as he calls them, experts or panelists with him, brilliant.
Yeah.
The challenges have been really good. The only bit, and Dorbs will probably touch on this as well, is the Grado bit. I find that a little bit odd. Don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't really
He's
get it.
clearly mates with the presenter, isn't he? Because they're
Yeah.
both Scottish. He's obviously got him on there. But yeah, I can't speak highly of it. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job with like updating it and keeping it like they've got a good mix of, you know, trying to keep it like the original, but actually doing their own thing with it. I think like on the first episode, they had really good, like really sensible choice of games because it was like Mario and Mortal Kombat, but it's like one of the new Mario games, one of the new Mortal Kombat games. So that's quite a sensible choice of games to include to begin with. I was glad that they've got Big Boy Barry and Little Lad Larry on there again, because when they first came on the episode 1, I wasn't sure if that was a one-off, but obviously back in episode 2, so that's going to be a regular thing every week. So that's really cool to watch. I personally hope that no one ever beats him. So that's cool. He'll get a streak going. So
it was nice to hear Barry actually say a line this week.
It was,
He actually spoke.
What was it he said? He said something about, oh, he made me born. That's a great line. I thought,
I love my dad because
quite
he made
funny.
me born.
He made me born. Yeah. No, good fun. I think definitely be keeping up with him and watch him.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, it's been really enjoyable. I caught up with it today, and I was really I was really worried that the format would just kind of fall flat straight away. I was really, really worried that it would be just this. Oh no, it was a one-off. It should have just been a one-off, and it just should have stayed like that. But I was again really surprised. It was like it works. I think, like Ryan says, the thing that can make or break a show is the presenters, and if the presenters are just not engaging, not clued up, or just absolute pap, then it's just going to ruin it. But they've got this really good mix. Having those 2 co-presenters is great because you kind of almost don't need panel experts, do you, at the moment? Maybe that's something that will come in another season when COVID's a little bit, less prevalent. And they can bring extra people into a show. But I think for the purpose of what it is, it's actually it's working. It's doing really good. I know you mentioned at the beginning, Ryan, about Dave Perry not being overly sort of fond of it, but I guess I can kind of see it from his perspective, in that is a show that he had a huge hand in making. It's almost like someone's remade his movie, haven't they? And they didn't ask him how he felt about it. They just kind of went ahead and remade it. so from that perspective, I can absolutely, I think, appreciate that he isn't overly fond of it. It's not as naughty as the original series was. The original series was always a little bit cheeky, little bit riding that
Yeah,
line.
I was
Can we
about to
say
say
this?
like that's one thing that it's lacking in, but I feel like that was something unique to the original Games Master, and I feel like
It's
if they
unique
did
to
that
the time
now,
period.
it would feel like it was like they're doing that. It would be a bit too forced. Whereas before they were just trying to see what they could get away with, and they're like, and it's almost like it was an in joke that they were just doing themselves. And if they did it now with a new team with new presenters and they were doing the same thing, it would just be like, oh, they're just trying to recapture that kind of jovial nature of it, and it's like that would be inorganic. So I can understand why that's not part of it.
But people are so much more clued up on things now as well than they ever were in the 90s. Like you couldn't say some of the phrases that Dominic Diamond would say now because people would immediately know exactly what he meant. Whereas back then, your mum or dad or your nan would be sat there with you and you'd be watching Games Master. They wouldn't actually understand a word of what was being said, even though what he just said was just absolute filth. So you're sat there chuckling away, and people are like, "What? What's so funny?" And you're like, "That's fine. You didn't get the joke. It's fine." But yeah, I think people are so much more clued up now that it's
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, taking that sensible approach, I think, especially before Watershed.
I was really worried about it, to be fair. And not because I always think when they redo stuff, they never redo it right. But I was pleasantly surprised. It's all right. It's watchable, at least,
Yeah.
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 It's not like the old thing. It's never going to be, is it? Because it's nostalgia. But yeah, it's good. Done a good job.
Yeah, I think there's a gap in the market for a gaming TV show, and the easiest way to get people's attention straight away is to use something, rebrand something that people have a lot of love for. And Games Master certainly has that.
I still think there's a gap in the market for a whole channel for it. There's enough esports now. You can.
Yeah.
People watch esports on YouTube, watch streamers on YouTube and stuff, and Twitch and all that stuff.
Yep.
Why don't they just have a channel where they can stream them on there?
Yeah, maybe we should set that up. We'll set up our own channel. It can be the gaming channel.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all watch streamers here.
Yeah.
playing games and stuff. Why can't they have it on a TV channel?
You could have your time slot, couldn't you? So it'd be 8 to 9, Mean Machine Dean. Then you switch on over to whoever it was doing the next bit. Then you can have I think that's not a terrible idea. I think Ryan might have missed the terrible idea, but it's not. It's not. It's a really
Mean
good
Machine Dean is still live.
Ryan's presenting it.
He doesn't know it yet, but it's happening.
Yeah.
What's Dean playing tonight?
All that Waterworld talk made me.
He's playing the game he was playing the other day, Police Noughts.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a
it's
really
a
weird game.
bit like KGB on the Amiga. It's
Yeah,
like a point and click thing. But yeah,
it looks kind of cool.
I love point and click games.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a raid at the end and send everyone over to Mean Machine Dean.
Head over to Mean Machine Dean.
On Twitch.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do
I don't know
that.
how we're going to do that, but
I don't either.
no.
We can't take people like a raid. We just have to tell them you've all got to go to Mean Machine Dean's channel. Okay, cool. So
Right,
so far everyone's enjoying Games Master.
Yeah, very good. Next up is sorry, Ollie, to speak over you, but
You speak away.
it's a new segment in the show, something that was first brought in last week by Mr. Waller. So it's called Waller's Remasters. So you've got to pick 3 games that you would like to see remastered. Any game, any platform. Maybe some of the ones we suggested earlier, if you want.
This is for CabbageFace. Yeah.
Oh, for me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Not for us.
Sorry, he's on work experience this week. He's finally allowed. We're trusting him with the buttons.
Did they call it not YTS? Was it YTS or whatever they called it?
He's like, on the in-betweeners where Will goes to the garage.
Yeah, Will goes to the garage.
Can you go fetch us some tartan paint and a left-handed screwdriver, please?
And they're looking at the calendars.
And some bubbles for what was it? Bubbles
for the spirit level.
Spirit level. Oh, classic. So yeah, what 3 games would you pick, CabbageFace? Any game, any console, any computer?
Streets of Rage.
Okay.
100%, but like not just the same side scroller, but like done properly. See how not properly, but done on a modern graphics, see how that went. You know,
Okay.
I love Streets of Rage 1 or 2. I love those two. Do you remember Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
That'd be quite a cool one.
That is a really good game. That's a really good pick, actually. That's a game that I don't think many people talk about now. But
No,
yeah, if you
cool
go
game.
on eBay and try and see how much a boxed copy of Zombies Ate My Neighbors is, it's not a cheap game anymore.
No, it was a bit of a. I don't know if it was very popular at the time. It was Mega Drive, wasn't it? So I don't know if it
There
was.
was a SNES one as well.
It was a SNES as well. Sorry.
There was, yeah.
But it's a cool game.
Yeah, excellent choice.
And one of my favourite SNES games was Secret of Mana. I'd love to see that redone.
Oh,
Do you know,
yeah,
I
that's a good
think
choice.
they have.
Have they?
99% certain.
Oh.
Secret.
Whilst you look for
Secret
that,
Mana.
Nintendo Lee, can I say a
love
game that I would
Secret
like
Mana.
to see as a Waller remaster? Is Yar's Revenge, because I would love to know what that like blurry kind of multicolored thing is.
It's a bug.
What is it even meant
It's
to
a
be?
bug.
what that is actually supposed to be with modern graphics.
It's a bug, mate. It's a bug.
Yeah, so that's what I'd like
100%.
to see.
Yes. So Secret of Mana did get a
Was it on
HD
Switch?
remake. It is on Switch. It's on
Oh,
PS4
man.
as well.
Let's get
Oh,
that,
nice.
I think the physical copy is probably quite pricey now because it might have been done. Did Limited Run do it? They might have done. It'd be digital everywhere for sure. But yeah, Secret of Mana, I'm sure, has had a nice HD updo.
Yeah.
And it
And there is
very, very good.
Streets of Rage 4 as well, isn't there? That's fairly recent. That
Yeah.
was quite a
Yeah,
good
I wasn't a
update.
massive
Streets
fan
of
of
Rage.
it.
No, I really liked it.
No, it was okay.
It was good.
You got
There's
the
a lot going on the
you got the nice
screen,
keyring in the package in the box thing, didn't you? You got a nice keyring.
Yeah. If you got
I
it
think we've
physically.
Yeah.
I think we've all said before though that those first two Streets of Rage games, they're iconic.
Oh, God.
Absolutely iconic. And the soundtrack for those two games is just up there. It's
Yeah,
probably
so-
two of the best video game soundtracks ever.
Oh, we just we got a new entry.
Oh, man,
very
yeah.
good one.
Yeah,
Very good
that
game.
is a game.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
you remember the one on the PlayStation 2? Was it?
Yeah.
I remember playing that for like about 14 hours straight, and there's a bit where it goes all a bit weird, the game, and you end up naked. And I was like, "Is this
Yeah,
happening?" Or
yeah.
am I like tripping out because I played it for 14 hours? And you're like naked, just running around this like robot thing. And I was like, "Is this real? I don't know what's going on." It always sticks in my head.
Yeah.
And that first
Um,
one was that was such a big jump in games as well. I felt like that was one of the first like really serious story-driven games.
Yeah.
It was so different to anything I played before, and yeah, to see that updated with like modern graphics and just completely redone would be excellent.
They never get that bit where you have to put the controller in port 2 though. Never
Oh, so
recreate that
clever.
moment.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you get that
So
around
cool.
that? They'd have to think of something else, wouldn't they? They'd have to come up with
Very
something
cool.
else for that bit.
and I love
Just
walking
have
around
to-
in the box as well. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the bandana that made you invisible. That's genius.
No, the bandana gave you infinite ammo. The invisible was something else. Yeah, like
Was
a
it?
different item. Yeah. You got the stealth camouflage was the item, and then the bandana gave you infinite ammo.
So when you didn't look at
Oh.
the screen, you went invisible.
Yep. Shinobi. That would be a great
Shinobi.
game to see on new consoles. I'd be very up for that.
Yeah.
Did they not
The-
do that on
the-
the Dreamcast, or am I imagining that?
I'm not sure.
Let's
Pass.
Google Shinobi on the Dreamcast.
Am I thinking of Tenchu? Maybe I'm thinking of Tenchu.
Maybe Tenchu, yeah.
Tenchu
Doesn't-
is cool.
Doesn't appear to be a Shinobi. There's a Shinobi on the PS2.
Oh, there you go.
But definitely not the Dreamcast, unfortunately. I think when we did our horror stream with the Poltergeist, I know we got Sam Hain Gaming in the chinwag there. But for me, the biggest game that needs a remake is Silent Hill or a remaster. It needs it. I think people are so desperate for a new Silent Hill game now that what was the game that that people kept thinking was a new Silent Hill game, but it's sort of
Oh,
transpiring to be
So PT.
abandoned. I think is what it was.
PT.
Like, PT was going to be Silent Hills, wasn't it?
It's a
Because
demo,
PT
wasn't
stood for playable trailer, and then that was demoing Silent Hills, which never came out. And then I'm sure there's a game called Abandoned on the PS4, PS5 that they were sort of showing last year, and there's all these like people went full on conspiracy theory with it, and that was people were thinking there was a new Silent Hill game coming, and there's still just nothing coming out about it. So for me, it's got to be Silent Hill. It needs it. The world
good
needs
choice.
it.
Good choice.
Very good choice. Excellent segment, Waller's Remasters.
Yeah, I think we should keep it.
We'll have to see if we can get Rick to voice us an intro for it.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
No singing, just a nice Rick
Yeah.
Waller to introduce. Welcome to Waller's Remasters. I'd be
With me.
let's see if we can- yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can I do another
Also-
Lego joke before we move on?
Yeah.
Uh,
I was just going to say, just plug one thing before we move on because it's relevant to this segment. Tomorrow we've got a video at 8 p.m. tomorrow of 5 platform games in the Mega Drive that I think should get remastered and redone. So look out for that video tomorrow.
What
8.
time's that going live?
What
That's
segue.
Wednesday at 8.
Wednesday.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, which is our normal slot. So as we were not on that slot this week, I've put it in for a brief video on platform games on the Mega Drive.
And I've had a special well, we've all had a special preview of that video, and I can say it is very good. Very good. Well worth watching.
Excellent
And
stuff.
of course, Ollie's top
give it a
3
watch.
video today as well.
Yeah.
Should we give that a watch?
Experimenting with YouTube Shorts, top 3 NES games from childhood. Smashing it out.
It's just on the first ever Founders Edition VS unboxing as well,
Yeah.
which is terrible.
And we'll probably do, and we're also aiming to do the last ever Evercade VS unboxing because I'll probably be good because I think mine's been lost somewhere in the DPD postal system. So this time next year there might be another unboxing.
It'd be like found buried in the beach in like 20 years' time or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know, with metal detector. Beep beep beep. What's this?
somewhere.
It would be like ET's Atari all over again.
Yes, say that, yeah.
I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure
Atari's
it will
ET.
turn up. Right, can I do a Lego joke? It's really good. This
Yeah,
one.
go for it.
Go on then.
What did the small battery scream out after it stepped on Lego?
Don't know.
Ah. It's like AAA battery, isn't it? Ah.
Oh dear.
That's brilliant. Right, I'll do one more because you're all enjoying it.
Shall I mute him?
No.
Go on. Go
Do
on.
not mute
One
me.
more.
Do not mute me.
D-
Why? I haven't even read this one, so I'm just going to go for it. Why
What, you read the
should
F ones? Oh my god.
Why should you never pick a Lego person for your basketball team? They always throw up bricks. It's good. They're good. I'm here all night.
Thank God we're not.
Does that mean they're throwing bricks or like puking them up?
don't
Bricks
know.
another word for when if you're shooting, you keep missing, and you're like putting up shit shots. So like there's always jokes about let me build a house with all them bricks you shooting.
So
That
viewers
one's
in
for
America are
American
probably laughing their heads
viewers.
off. The Americans are laughing their heads off. But,
I know
Oh,
Essex Retro
yeah.
is probably crying of laughter at the moment.
That's for Shaq O'Neal, that joke.
I think he's actually left, mate. I think he's
Yeah.
left.
Well, if you want to, I know you're getting married next year, Rob. So if you want someone as a best man, got all these jokes. I'll keep them coming.
And if you get Triangle Face in the audience, he'll laugh.
There you go.
Do you know,
Is there anyone there?
segue just before we do dive into this, just because Ryan brought up best man jokes. Yeah, one of my favourite jokes I've ever heard at a best man's wedding. I'm not going to say whose it was, but the best man gave the groom pack of condoms right at the start of his best man speech. He went, "There you go. I've bought you some Olympic condoms for your big night tonight. They're silver edition though, so you can come second for a change." You could just see everyone in the room like, "Whoa, that's quite risky for your first joke, mate." But everyone sort of chuckled. You could just see like nans and granddads like, "I
Laughing their heads
disapprove.
off.
I disapprove."
Talking of weddings, CabbageFace and Blunners came over to Greece when I got married.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I remember it was before, like obviously I was waiting for Siobhan, my fiance at the time, to arrive, and they had one job. Oh, can you just stand and keep an eye on this red sort of, I don't know, carpet that like going down to the beach and nobody treads on it? Yeah, we'll do it. 5 minutes later, everyone's walked over it, and you're all sat at the bar drinking the complimentary drinks. I'll never forget that. Like just cocktails or whatever.
Is that where I was that drunk? I was drinking directly from a slushy machine, wasn't
Yeah.
Good time.
Anyway, we've got off.
Why
again.
not?
We've
Why
got
not?
off.
Good times. So
times.
I do believe it is time for what's in the box.
Oh.
It is right. Let's play the video.
Corbs, run the intro.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? fuck?
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Right,
That's very good. Right,
everyone, assume the positions. Dorbs, place us where we need
I
to
don't even
be.
need to explain this to her because obviously you watch us all the time.
Dorbs, you forgot to
Face.
do the camera, move yourself around.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I was just a little test for you, mate. Just a little test for you.
Oh,
Will from the
Oh,
in between.
There we go. Right.
And
And-
hang
and
on,
the duck.
hang on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10.
At the moment, leave it like that. I look like like an E-fit. One of those. Like, go back to the black one. Look.
Yeah. Have you seen this man?
Relegate.
There
Digital.
you go. That's better.
Ah,
That's
no
better.
bad.
That's better.
So yeah, obviously you've seen this all the time. You know the rules. You know the score. So but I've got an exclusive just for you. We've been working hard on this. We've actually got an upgrade to the box. So
Ooh,
don't get too excited. Yeah.
Exclusive.
No,
Sorry,
Late.
pen and paper for
We've
it.
had an
Got it,
upgrade.
got it.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Look
Oh,
at that. We had an
wow.
upgrade.
That's a
So,
beaut.
yeah. Unfortunately, it opens from the bottom, so I'm going to have to flip it upside down. Right.
Nice set.
20 questions.
Okay.
Do I need a bit of paper for this?
Shoot.
You shouldn't do.
No, it usually flows
I
quite.
can't write, so thanks.
Got my notepad open.
Right, let me
Like
get my
note.
trusted Wikipedia open.
Yeah, this is the thing. Dorbs never actually plays or knows much about the thing that he has in the box, so he has to rely on Wikipedia.
Was it Alvin and the Chipmunks last week?
Yeah.
It was Alvin
Yeah.
and the Chipmunks last
Alvin
week.
and the Chipmunk. We
Absolute
never would have got to get that,
classic.
were we?
Classic.
Never going to get that.
So, is
Right.
it a game?
Yeah.
Strong first choice. Tim.
Right. Is it a cartridge-based game?
Nope.
Is it a CD-based game?
Do you mean CD or DVD?
Yeah, see, you know what I mean.
I'll give you both. Yes.
Disc-based game.
Yes.
Is it from the noughties?
No. Noughties, is that 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my
Yes, it is
Yeah.
then. Yes.
Oh my!
Oh,
This is what we got to put up. But he's cheating again.
Is it a PlayStation 2 game?
Yes.
Is it a Lego game?
That's a very good guess, Oliver. No, it's not.
Oh,
That would be too obvious.
Not with themes, right?
Is it a game that involves building things akin to Lego?
No.
It's not similar to Lego then.
Is that another question?
It's the same question, just phrased it differently. Not similar to Lego.
Is
No,
it?
it's not mine.
Is it a sports game?
No.
is it an RPG?
No.
Platformer?
No.
God, was it?
Is it another one of these potential, might be, might not be, rhythm-based games?
Rhythm-based. What?
Like Alvin and the Chipmunks, we said, is
Yeah,
it a
like
rhythm-based game?
yeah.
And you went, might
Oh,
be.
music. No.
No, not music,
No.
rhythm-based. Doesn't have to necessarily be specific to music. It could be to do with singing, it could be anything.
Singing. No.
Okay, right. So is it a fighting game?
No.
No. Where is it then?
Is it
That's all
based on a
genre.
film?
Is it based on a film?
Yes.
There has been a film of this, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that means that maybe a film came out after the game because he
Possibly,
said there has been a
possibly.
film of this.
That
Possibly.
might really narrow it down.
Is it Final Fantasy?
I wouldn't even buy
No.
that rubbish. How dare
said
you
it's
think
not-
I'll
he
buy
said
that
it's-
rubbish? No.
You said it's not an RPG though, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but you never know with Dorbs.
Yeah, he did work. He took a while to work out the noughties was.
Exactly. I'd rather spend £1.50 on Alvin and the Chipmunks than spend any money on Final Fantasy rubbish.
Yeah, all right.
I only asked that because I wanted the reaction.
There has been a film of it. It's not one of the like the 007 games.
That's a very good question, but no.
I'm trying to narrow down the genre because that would make life a lot easier.
There was a
But it's not-
Matrix game on PS2, I remember.
Are you
Yeah,
It
Googling?
was.
Silent Hill.
I don't know why I'm thinking that though.
Are you Googling?
No. My hands are here.
Is there any Resident Evil games on there? They went into films, didn't they?
Yeah, there's a few Resident Evil games, sorry, on PS2.
Code Veronica and all that, wasn't it?
Is it a horror-based game?
Way off. No.
Okay,
You got 4 left. Do you want me to give you a clue? I'll give you a clue.
I could have done with the clue about 10 ago, mate.
Yeah.
Trying to think without giving it away too much.
I mean, you can't see my head because the duck's there, but I'm shaking my head.
We discussed it earlier.
We'll discuss. Oh, that's okay. Right. If we discussed it earlier.
I want you to get this one.
Right. So it's not. It's 2000. It's not sports RPG platform rhythm fighting. There's been a film of it.
And we discussed it earlier.
It's not
Oh!
horror.
Oh! Is it the Knight Rider game?
Oh, do you know what, Oliver? I don't know how you got that. But yes, well done.
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. There it is.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
Amazing. Well done.
Nicely done.
no instructions, but
No
Yeah, it
instructions.
is.
Send it
it is
back.
the Knight Rider game. And if you were very, very observant, which you're obviously not,
No.
in the background I have
Oh, did
Lego Knight Rider.
Nice.
So
Amazing. Got it. Mega Diamond.
maybe you should look in the background in future.
In the
Nice.
background, this tiny black car
Tiny
on a
little
black TV.
Come on,
Oh, yeah.
CabbageFace.
Right,
You're the
right,
Lego
right,
man.
right.
You should have
Well done.
spotted that.
I think it's because it was on the black thing. It really didn't stand out, did it?
Cannot
He's
see
done
that
well
at all.
there.
It was there in plain sight.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
well done, fellas.
Nice.
Nice.
There we are. We've won the 3rd time?
The 4th, 5th, I think.
Yeah,
We've
I
won
think
more
every
than
time
we've
we've won
lost.
it, we've
That's
had
because
to
I'm
get
giving you
some
clues.
form of
That's because I'm
clue,
giving you
yeah.
clues because I feel sorry for
I
you.
think every time we've done it, we've got a clue. I think throughout it, we need at least one clue.
That many
Considering
things
how
are
obscure your
15
games
quid,
choices
by the
are
way.
sometimes, you've got some really odd
No, I
ones.
thought it was a good one because it is Lego Knight Rider, which we did discuss earlier. Because basically I had it in the background. I was like, I know there's a Lego Knight Rider. When it came up on the screen, I was like, yeah, I know that for a fact. So yeah, well done, fellas. Well done. Congratulations.
Another exciting episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant, but we
Very,
won.
very well.
We won. I feel like we need to have a celebratory drink. We need
Yeah,
to get
cheers.
on
That's
the,
all I've got left of McGuinness, but cheers.
Guinness,
Cheers.
I'm out.
Cheers,
now.
cheers,
Cream
cheers.
soda.
Cheers, everyone.
Beautiful. So, next week's show, I think Dorbs would probably be the better person to say who we got coming on, seeing as he's our chief booker. So I don't want to steal the
Yeah.
limelight from him and take away his hard work.
Well,
But Dorbs, let everybody know who we've got on the stream
do you know,
next week.
I don't think I should actually give the name away, but yeah, we're on Tuesday next week, Tuesday the 7th at 8 p.m. And we've got someone who is involved in the new Games Master TV series coming on. So that should be very, very good. Yeah, really excited for that. Won't say their name. We'll leave that as a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, someone from Games Master, the new Games Master, will be coming on to talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff, which is, yeah, really excited for. We're buzzing for that.
Can we talk about what capacity they were involved in Games Master? Or can we give them the capacity of that? Just so that
Because people are going to think it's Sir Trevor McDonald, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not on camera.
Trevor
Let's say that.
Yeah.
They're not on camera. They're behind the scenes. But yeah, been chatting to them and yeah, really, really fascinating stuff. So but they're not an on-camera presence.
Pivotal role though in making sure that it happened and got
And
going.
it's not Alexandra Burke either.
And it's not Pete from Big Brother then.
No, but apparently he was down Palmerston Road in Southsea about a year ago, selling Big Issue.
Oh, well, that must be an interesting sell.
Yeah, he was down there. So yeah,
Essex Retro did suggest that we have Stavros Flatley on in the future. So
that's a good one.
I mean, if they play video games, they're in, and then they can do their jig in the end or something. But,
All those
Here we go.
well, who's those weird twins that are on there? Those Irish twins.
Oh, Jedward.
Oh, Jedward.
Oh, Jedward, yeah.
They're massively
You
into
know-
gaming.
Triangle face.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh,
Don't give
Jesus.
Dorbs ideas.
Yeah,
Do
I think
not
I
give
know
him ideas.
Do you know?
Hopefully they jump up and down on the camera.
I'm
And
not.
they've still
I'm
got
not
their spiky
entirely.
hair.
I'm not entirely sure I could cope with that.
What about Ridian from X Factor? He'd be cool.
Oh, no.
He'd be cool.
My mum went to see him in concert. I was so embarrassed. Honestly.
I saw him on TV the other day because obviously with all the
Dreadful.
Christmas songs on, I think he's in either Leona Lewis's or Alexandra Burke's or someone from X Factor because they obviously had a Christmas #1. He's in the video, and I thought I remember him. Yeah, Ridian. I hadn't thought of him for years.
Very.
I'd rather
opera
have
singer,
the voiceover guy. He does all the name announcements.
Mhm.
Introduce us all.
Yeah. He could just be off camera, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't Jedward, when they came on to introduce themselves for the first time, did they sort of walk out and they were like, "Who are you guys?" They're like, "My name's John, and he's Edward, and we are John and Edward." Like, there's a great deal of thought went into that, is there?
Back in the day, CabbageFace and I, when we were in Jumping Jacks in Southampton, we used to run that place. Really, we were like the Dons. We would walk in, be like that, just a lady on each arm.
Yeah,
just
men
run
about
around.
town we were.
We saw Bubble and Dean from Big Brother in there, didn't we?
We did.
Performing their World Cup song.
Bubble.
yeah.
Oh my
Bubble.
god.
We also saw Curly Watts from
Yeah,
EastEnders. whatever
Curly
it was, or
Watts
Coronation Street, one of the
with
two.
Matt Letizia, wasn't he? What a
Curly
random,
Watts.
random pairing.
God, get some
Curly Watts
bloody
was in there.
dregs in here, didn't you? Jesus.
Dregs, A-list celebrity. That's who we were rolling with.
Yeah, Jumping Jacks was definitely a place, wasn't it? It definitely existed, and you could go there.
They had a fictional boy band that used to mime to the songs. It was fascinating.
Yeah, Euphoria. It's sadly that I remember the name of them.
Yeah.
And
That is sad.
I remember when I turned 18, I used to go into work on a Monday and be like, I really want to become a member of the Jumping Jacks crew. That was like my aim to get a little check shirt and be.
Wow.
Wow.
I think I used to be down the other end of town in the Nexus. Was that the?
Oh, I used to go to Nexus as well.
Yeah,
you go
Nexus
to
was
Nexus.
where I went.
Mm.
Nexus was great until if you survived until like 2 a.m, and then they turn all the lights on to get you all to go out, and as soon as they turn all the lights on, you're like, oh god, it really is crap in here, isn't it? It's just like everything's sticky and
Sticky
it's like-
carpets.
yeah, it was grisly. And then all
We've
the
gone
lights
off
are
on
going,
that.
but that's fine. I can't see what it
Just
is.
selling
Sort
it
of
to me.
on a
I wish I
tangent
went.
here, aren't we?
Yeah, I wish I went now. Quite glad I think go.
It's a really
They didn't
nice
have.
pub.
They didn't have toilet attendants in their doors. It was that kind of establishment.
Jumping
no.
Jacks did. Jumping
Did-
Jacks
did-
used to be
yeah.
great.
Or Splash and a Gash, whatever they say.
So offended. So offended.
That's what they say, don't they? They say all
Yeah.
sorts in those probably looking
Yeah.
men in the toilets. They say all
Yeah.
sorts to
You
it.
know, 20 years ago, we would have been in Jumping Jacks on a, I don't know, it's Tuesday, innit? So we wouldn't have been in Jumping Jacks, but on a weekend. Now we're doing this. So,
Mhm.
you know. We're still trendsetters. We're still there.
Still trendsetters. Oh, look at that. The giant subscribe now button. It's not a stream unless that comes out.
So I think we'll wrap up. Before we do, we'll just play a little video. We'll play that before Roger got in.
Dorbs,
It's been a while.
you can
That's
tell
him,
Dorbs is in control of the camera tonight. It's just
I'm loving this.
it's been a bit rogue. It's been great fun.
I'm loving
It
all
has.
these little features. It's been brilliant. It's been really good.
So before we disappear, Mr. Austin CabbageFace, is there? Can you tell people where they can find you on YouTube so people can join in and watch you do your brick builds and everything that you do on your channel.
I think you can just search CabbageFace Bricks, and I'm the only one probably. I'd hope. Otherwise, there's some other weirdos out there. But yeah, just search CabbageFace Bricks, and you can.
So why is it Cabbage Face? No one's actually asked that yet, have they?
This might upset you, but I used to go on a Saints forum. That used to be my my username, CabbageFace, and it's just stuck since day one.
Okay. Yeah. What was the
Yeah,
forum
well,
about?
You
Is,
were Cabbage Face, and our other mate was Crab Lungs.
Yeah, they're crab lungs.
Crab lungs.
What
we
does that even mean?
We used to have arguments with each other and
Crab
stuff.
lungs. Wow.
So, yeah,
I
it was
don't know.
good times. Good
This is
times.
why we used to rule Jumping Jacks, you see, because
Yeah.
we had cool nicknames like Crab Lungs over here.
Who doesn't
What
want
was
to hang
your-
around with Cabbage Face?
What was your
Crab
nickname?
What was your nickname, Ryan? Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Ryan, hit us with
Just
the jump.
Ryan. I
jacks
wasn't
nickname.
cool enough. I wasn't cool
You
enough.
were,
to have a
weren't you
nickname.
Orma God?
I was Ormagod on the forum, yeah, after
Yeah.
Brett Ormerod. Yeah, and people would call me Orma. It was like weird, and you'd just be called Face.
Yeah.
Well, from the 18.
Weird times, weird times.
And crab
Wow.
what?
That
Crab
was like a
lung.
joke,
Crab
Bob.
lungs. Yeah, crab
Yeah,
lungs.
crab lungs.
How on earth is that put
Oh.
together? Crab lungs.
I don't know. It used to go on like dating sites with that. They're like not dating sites.
Did you get
but,
many
like,
dates? Yeah.
No. Trouble, was it Trouble Chat? Anyone remember that? The Trouble
Trouble
TV channel. And used to go
Oh,
into a
Trouble
chat
TV. I
forum.
remember Trouble TV.
Yeah, and they used to have chat rooms that you used to be able to go into. And
Going as a Chuckle Brothers, yeah.
yeah, and yeah.
Unbelievable.
Any more jokes,
Anyway,
Do you want to give us one last Lego joke to
Yeah,
wrap up
one
the
last
evening?
Lego
Ryan?
joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you insist. If you insist. Okay.
Jesus. Make it a good one.
Hang on a sec. I haven't teed one up, so
No, it's brilliant.
Shame. Yeah.
We are live, everybody. It's
Yeah.
live TV.
okay. Why was the leg? Why? No, that doesn't even make sense. What's the scariest thing to a Lego?
Don't know.
The vacuum cleaner.
Whoa. Tim loves these.
It's the way Ryan reads them. I don't know why. He's just really unenthused about the joke. It's making me laugh.
Trying to face, you are a plant.
Brilliant.
You're a plant in the
Sorry,
audience.
I don't know why. Let me
I
off.
paid it. I paid
Millions
it.
pay people to laugh. You are that person.
Tim's a positive heckler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
I
giving
mean,
crap, is he?
Get off! I'm gonna pull it there before Ryan comes in with another one because that was particularly Christmas cracker.
Just before we go, 20th of December, Cabbage Face.
Mm.
Are you available to join us on our Christmas special?
Yeah, of course I am. Well, I would say that flippantly, but I should be. What day is that?
Excellent.
Monday.
Monday. Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Yes. So for anyone that is still there, still watching in the chat, the Christmas special, 20th of December. I know we keep mentioning this every stream we do, but we're going to continue to do so because it is going to be. It's going to be carnage. I think is the best way to describe it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be funny. I think it's yes. So yeah, Christmas special. Keep it coming. Anyway, so before Ryan comes out with another Christmas cracker joke, everyone search CabbageFace Bricks on YouTube and get on the action there. And thank you everyone for joining us in the chat. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone on the panel for making this an exceptionally fun episode. We'll see how Dorbs has done with his work experience, whether or not he gets the.
Have I got a job? Have I got a job?
For a future episode, we'll see how that progresses. But no, thank you very much for joining us this evening, Mr. Austin. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Really good fun to talk to you. And we will see you all next Tuesday for our. Are we allowed to call it a Games Master special?
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, next Tuesday for a Games Master special. So
Awesome.
until then, we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.
Good night, gamers.
Bye, everyone.